But let's bring in Egemen Bagis, the Turkish Ambassador to the Czech Republic, and joins us live now from Prague. Sir, thanks so much for your time. It's always good to speak to you. Just talk us through how important it was for Turkey and the UAE to mend bridges after almost 10 years of being quite a frosty relationship. And this, of course, all coming in light of the US trying to be less involved in the Middle East and politics in this region.
This is definitely a political success story to be mentioned in the relationship for a long while. It's been more than 10 years since a high-level visitor from UAE visited Turkey, and he has not come empty-handed. He is coming with the intention to mend the differences, to sign agreement, and to prepare the platform for mutual investments, mutual cooperation, and mutually beneficial economic relations. This is definitely going to be a very successful yield for both countries in terms of companies from both Turkey and UAE. And also the cooperation in third countries is going to be flourishing. UAE has access to markets which can be very useful for Turkish companies. And Turkey has access to some other markets which can be very important for the companies of the United Arab Emirates. Both countries have great influence in their neighborhood, and now the combination of those influences will have a multiplying effect as well. So it's definitely a good day that is going to be celebrated in the future.
And how do you think other countries in this region are now looking at this, what possibly could be a blossoming relationship between Turkey and the UAE?
I have a feeling this is going to have a very positive effect, and it's going to be very contagious. I can sense that it's going to yield even further relations in terms of improvements with Saudi Arabia, with Egypt, and even with Israel. It's going to bring a new wave of stability and cooperation in the Middle East, in the Gulf. Turkey already had good relations with Qatar and Kuwait, and now it's going to also help the relations with Saudi Arabia and Egypt and Bahrain and others. And within the Organization of Islamic Conference, these countries have the need to cooperate. We have common challenges ahead of us. We have common threats to worry about. Therefore, it's going to be useful for the stability of the region.
You talk about the common challenges and threats that both sides have. Just talk us through what some of those challenges and threats may be.
Well, there's a rise of Islamophobia, even anti-Semitism, discrimination, and this is a challenge that needs to be dealt with. Secondly, UAE needs new markets to invest and new platforms to move to other parts of the world. And Turkey, being the most eastern part of the West and most western part of the East, being the most European part of Asia and the most Asian part of Europe, can provide those access opportunities to companies from the United Arab Emirates. Similarly, UAE has great access to some very important markets in the Gulf, in the Middle East, and Turkish companies can take advantage of it. Turkey has a lot of investment opportunities. I mean, just looking at the real estate in Istanbul. Istanbul definitely plays in the same league as New York, St. Petersburg, Tokyo, Berlin, Paris, but the real estate prices are still 1/5 of the prices compared to those cities. And UAE, we know that they started with the MR project in Istanbul, but there are many other opportunities for them to invest in and take advantage of the growth potential of Turkey. Turkey, with a population of almost 85 million, can provide great opportunities for UAE companies who really wanted to come to Turkey, but were hesitating because of political bump on the way. Now, those bumps are over. Now, at the highest level, at the level of Crown Prince and President, we have shown to the world that we are together again. And this is going to help companies on both sides. Turkish companies had a problem opening bank accounts in UAE. Turkish companies had problems getting visas for their employees to work in UAE. Now, hopefully, those issues will also be solved, and it's going to create a very pro-business environment in the relationship.
Okay, certainly a good step in the right direction. Egemen Bagis, live to us there from Prague. Thank you, sir, so much for your time.